Good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk with Devan Wade on a wonderful Saturday morning. Want to say good morning to one and all on a great morning to talk sports, anything and everything sports. We're the fastest hour in sports talk, and we're off to a fast start. 713-313-4354 to get involved in the conversation. Again, 713-313-4354. In addition to that, you can tweet me at Wade's Word, WADESWORD. And, of course, you can find me on Facebook, the Sports Talk with Devan Wade page and group. And we can talk anything you like. Want to talk NBA playoffs and get into my thoughts on the Cleveland Cavaliers and, of course, the Golden State Warriors. Want to get your opinions on all of those things. And, again, you can call your shots. The Western Conference Finals got off to an exciting start with Oklahoma City stealing Game 1, but Golden State fighting back to win Game 2. So we can get into all of those things. And the uncertainty with your Houston Rockets. What's going on with your Houston Rockets? Don't have a coach. Don't know if you have a big man. Want to get your thoughts on that as well. We'll have a little bit of the weekend review for you and maybe some sports entertainment. So a lot to get into. Want to get you involved. If you've never called the show, great opportunity to get involved. 713-313-4354. Kevin Allen, the Silver Fox, should be in the building. He led the charge for Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith is no longer a candidate, but we'll talk about some of the guys who are and get your thoughts on all of that and a whole lot more. Going to take time out, come back on the other side, get the thing, this thing started. It's Sports Talk with Devan Wade on KTSU 90.9. And a lot to get into in the throes of the NBA playoffs. And want to get your thoughts on that. And the Rockets search for a head coach. News today, the 11th known, the 11th known coaching candidate for the Houston Rockets will be interviewed. I won't go through the entire list, but it looked like at one point it was going to be Jeff Van Gundy. Then, of course, we here all got excited about the opportunity of possibly having Kenny Smith rejoin the Rockets as the head coach, which is an intriguing thing when you think about it on so many different levels. His ability to communicate with free agents and with players and the nostalgia of having one of our champions return to town. That was an intriguing thing. Then Jeff Van Gundy's name came up, and, that was palatable to me. I don't more so than some of the other names you heard. Then it was Mike D'Antoni, and he, again, has already coached around the NBA. This will be his 5th opportunity if he gets the opportunity to coach for the Houston Rockets. His name continues to come up. So we have to see how it goes. But Stephen Silas is the surprise name that you hear. Son of Paul Silas. In 2000, he became the youngest assistant head coach in NBA history at the age of 27. And, of course, he must have impressed him enough to become a major candidate for that job because his name continues to come up. So I want to get your thoughts on that, which direction you would like to see the team go as it pertains to the head coach. And we heard from Dwight Howard this week. It's always interesting to hear from Dwight. Basically, what he said confirmed, really confirmed what we sort of suspected, but it really places more blame on somebody like a guy like Daryl Morey. And we'll get into his comments as well. So 713-313-4354. Want to bring in the Silver Fox, Kevin Allen, and get him involved in the conversation. How are you, Kevin? Good morning.
Hey, great, man. What's going on? Top of the morning to you.
Man, we missed you last week. You were in the center of the media storm. I mean, hey, you were all over the news supporting Kenny Smith. You had the Kenny Smith rally downtown. What do you think happened in that situation? What did Kenny just say? Did he decide to walk away? What happened in that? What were they looking for? What are they trying to do with the Rockets? I mean, you have a little bit more insight than we do.
I actually thought they had a good chance at it. Got called in for an interview. They say it was a really, really good interview, but Les decided to go with someone with a little bit more experience.
Well, that could be. Well, I mean, I guess you mean any coaching experience because
Coaching experience, right?
not because if it's Steven Silas, not a head coach. Some of the other names you're hearing are not head coaching. Doesn't have. They don't have.
Get the job. It gives you some fresh blood, some fresh ideas. When you look around the league, to me, you have some of the guys that keep getting recycled. You know, so you kind of know what you're gonna get. You know, take a gamble on somebody from time to time.
Well, yeah, and they may take a gamble on Steven Silas, but the son of Paul Silas, by the way, again, and I mean a career NBA guy. At the age of 27 in year 2000, he became the youngest assistant in NBA history. They say he's a great communicator, a great teacher. I think at this point you need somebody that can woo potential free agents. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I mean, are you looking? What is it? For me, my number one priority is somebody that can deal with James Harden, that can demand respect from James Harden, since that's your franchise guy. You have to have somebody that can communicate with him. Then beyond that, a guy that can be that's attractive to free agents.
Yeah, when you get, if someone like a Steven Silas or someone like that, sometimes you can, as an organization, you can just get complacent, and they're good with what we have, as an organization that, going to take some risk and get out there in the market, and some of the other free agents can be excited about coming here. But all along it's going to be tough when you have a player like James Harden, which I've been saying for a long, long time, even on the show. It's going to be tough.
Well, like I said, we'll have to figure it out. But what we saw was Dwight Howard, who, when he opens his mouth and reveals things about himself, he just seems like a much more sensitive guy than we would anticipate. And I don't. Is that the new athlete? Is that these the millennials that are doing this? I mean, where is this coming from? Because he seems to be really. It's easy to get him out of his game, out of his mindset. He's alluded to that. This is not me projecting onto him. These are things that he said. So. What do you?
But you have to have that coach in place in that system, and this is where I thought Kenny would be great, because he can relate to the players, because he's played before, he's been on a championship team before in college, in the NBA, and he's been around the game even though he has not coached, but he can relate and get respect from these players. But like I've been saying for a long time, Devan, when you have Dwight Howard, you have to give him some touches, and this is where a lot of people get it mixed up. Dwight doesn't have to average 20, and everybody think, well, Dwight Howard didn't do anything. Dwight Howard doesn't do this, but Dwight Howard is your rim protector. Dwight Howard is your presence on that end. But you can't just have me out there, and I'm going to do all the dirty work, and you shoot all the balls. That's not going to happen. He's going to shut down. So you have to have somebody there. Give him a touch every now and then. Let him feel involved.
But to hear him, a couple things on that. To hear him say that he shut down, that doesn't speak well. And players do it. We know the guys get out of the game.
Kyle Lowry walked off.
And again, that's something I want to talk about too. These are bizarre behaviors for the greatest athletes in the world. And you have to have that mental toughness that I never really saw in Dwight Howard. And again, it affirms what I thought about him all along, but at the same time, it also affirms the fact that why is Daryl Morey dictating how many touches Dwight Howard gets? And then who's going to want to coach a team when the GM has that kind of influence on what happens on the court? So just to recap, in an interview with Jackie McMillan on ESPN's Jackie McMillan, he basically said that he went to Daryl Morey because he was frustrated by not getting enough touches. And Morey basically said, no, we don't want you more involved. And, we got this, essentially. We have this. To that, Howard said, well, hey.
Jaguar skills.
Pour life somewhere sexy. Somewhere up top. You know what it is. Heavy as heaven in 07. Gemini. Troubles of the world, yeah. represent it to the fullest. Never met it, they can take it where I took it. They ain't gon' make you hate us now with it. Troubles of the world, man, then pull it. Come kick it with your homie, I'll show you how to push it. You look in the stand, I'm camouflaged in the bushes. Slide in your mind, I'll show you how to look it. Box in the band like, oh God, my goodness. I'ma tell them about you, tell them about we. Let's tell them on 2, tell them on 3. We'll show them what it do, let's show them what it be. Jim to the M&I, UPE. God, go watching, go change. 24 topping, so plain. Beat, knock, we rock, sheep, cop, go man. Gotta understand this who we are. Purple murder service and comedy, our song.